Segment is sponsored by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. Join us in preserving and protecting Tennessee's wildlife.
I'm going to do about coyotes.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Y'all can give us a call here at the studio, 615-737-7767. I tell you what, we got a caller on the line right now already that a lot of folks have been asking a lot about.
Yep, they sure have.
We've got Mr. Hugh McNaughton here with us. We're fixing to switch over to him. Hugh, how you doing?
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Doing good, man. Good to hear from you. Been lots of folks asking about you. How you doing health-wise?
Well, I'm still fighting the battle, but I think I'm on the winning side.
We hope you are.
The winning side's where you want to be, right?
That's the best place to be, Brandon. It's the best place.
Anthony said you was already hitting him up to help you hang some tree stands.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, if you're going to be sick, you might as well use it, you know?
Take advantage, right?
You need to take advantage of it, and you know, you can count on how many people are your friends when you do that.
Yeah, you got your truck waxed yet, or?
Yeah, you got anybody to clean your truck up and get the everything cleaned up for you and ready, so when you can hit back on the water?
I'm working on a few. I'm working on a few. I got some local guys that said that they helped me put my stand up for me. Of course, I'm going to probably miss the opening of bow season. Hopefully, I'll get to it in October.
Well, that's all right. It's usually a little better by then anyway.
A little cooler, though, Brendan. That's what I look for. You know, us fat boys can't stay up for too long.
That's right. You've been seeing plenty up in your area there in West Tennessee?
Oh, yeah. Once I get out and on my way to the hospital, the doctors, I see plenty. And then, of course, I got Anthony who keeps sending me pictures all the time, trying to make me jealous.
Hey, he'll taunt you. It's just as bad when you're at work all day and he sends you all these pictures. You riding around working and Anthony's down there looking at bucks all over the place.
He saves them up and sends about 3 an hour.
In public, on tape, saying that he's going to take me hunting this year, so
you got it recorded.
I told you I would.
You got it recorded and video documented proof.
Hey, Hugh, he'll put a hood over your head.
Plenty of witnesses.
Hugh, he'll put a hood over your head. You'll never find the place again.
Hey, it's good to see Mike Adams on there, and Brandon, just wanted to reiterate, y'all were talking about dove season. It's one of my favorite things, and I guess I'm going to miss part of it, but I just want to let everybody know that, man, try to get as many youngsters out there this year as possible and let these kids start off. You know, I started off in squirrel hunting, but dove hunting was always fun, and it's just a great opportunity to get a kid involved.
It is. It's one of the very best times to get them out and get them involved. And I was a heck of a bird dog for several years before I started shooting at them myself. So.
Yeah. I carried my grandkids, and then that's what they did. I say fetch.
Now, man, I tell you one last thing. You got that boat ready, so you're going to be ready to go fish the Carl Perkins with me, I guess, right?
Yes, sir. And Rick Woods has already said something about you and I fishing, and he said he's looking forward to it. And I told him that you and I would be there. Now, you might have to be up front, and I might have to sit in the back this year.
Hey, we can handle that. I can still catch them from the front just as good.
I heard that.
Well, man, it's really good to hear from you. I know all the viewers are very glad that you called in, and we'll keep them informed as to how you're doing, and everybody's going to be keeping you in their prayers.
Tell everybody I thank them all for the kind thoughts and the prayers, and I'm going to be back just as soon as I can. I got about 4.5, 5 more weeks of IV antibiotics, and then I'll be back.
Well, that sounds great. We'll sure let them know. You hang in there, buddy. We'll be praying for you.
All right. Thank you, everybody in Southern Woods and Water.
See you, Hugh.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Good to hear Hugh's voice.
How are you doing tonight?
Well, I'm doing all right. Is that me?
It is. How are you doing tonight?
We're doing fine. Y'all got the best show in town every week. I don't never miss it. Now, I want to advise the people, you know, squirrel season's open.
It is.
But when you go squirrel season, you better wear your boots because them copperheads still out. And I've got living proof on my right leg they work. And I just want to advise people to, about that.
That's right. They're out and about.
And if y'all ever had fish fry, I'd love to go there. I'm too old to go fishing anymore, but man, them were some good-looking fish.
They were good. I'm going to tell
I was
you.
going to say they were good.
Yeah.
They do. We get involved with a lot of wild game dinners and things along those lines. Do a lot of fish frying at that point. So, reach out and contact us sometime. We got one coming up. We'll get you over there to share some fish with us.
Well, shoot, y'all got a real good program, and I shouldn't have even called in, but
No, we're glad you did.
Appreciate it.
Glad to
Leaving
go.
those squirrel seasons up and wear your boots.
Yeah, we appreciate the kind words. Thank you very much for calling. And
Well,
I tell
thank
you
you
something
very
else
much,
that'll
sir.
bite you right now, buddy. I got into some chiggers the other day, and they wore me out.
Yes.
And I thought I was covered and protected, and evidently they come right on through that spray. So, want to watch out for those too.
I've been used to them since I was 2 years old, where I lived in the woods.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you
All
so
right,
much
then.
for calling. Have a great night.
Y'all too.
Who do we have on one? Dalton, how are you doing tonight?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for calling.
Yes, sir. Got a question for you.
Okay.
With deer season coming up, the common question for a lot of hunters is, does coon hunting affect your deer movement and your deer hunting for a lot of people? I know a lot of people don't like coon hunters during deer season. What's y'all's opinion on that?
Well, I'll give you mine, and I tell you, it's because a good friend of mine, I'll mention his name, he won't mind, but his name's Thomas Osborne. He's a big coon hunter there around the house. And he asked me for the longest time to come and coon hunt my farm. Well, I was of the idea, same thing, they'd go in there and they'd run my deer out all night, and it would run my deer hunting. Also, for a little while, I didn't let him do it until after the season. But it turns out, it actually has not affected our deer whatsoever. Letting him go in there and coon hunt, I've not had any issues with it. Those deer they'll get out of the way of the dogs and go right on about their business. And those dogs are highly trained. They're not going to be chasing your deer around, anything like that. Same with rabbit dogs. We do a lot of rabbit hunting. Those dogs are not going to chase a deer, and the deer, they get up and get out of the way of different issues all the time. They get jumped up out of their bed or something. But it has not affected our deer hunting whatsoever.
Good. I tell you, I've had a couple people call me and ask me to come coon hunting to get an old mature buck out of a thicket for them.
I mean, it might do the trick, and sometimes you got to pull out all the stops.
That's right.
Yeah, you got to do what you can do, don't you?
That's right, you do. But like I say, I've heard the same argument you're talking about. And I don't know if you've had any experiences with it. But yeah, like I say, it proved me wrong. I fully admit that he told me, and once we let them start doing it, haven't had a single issue whatsoever. And they get to enjoy coon hunting it, and we get to enjoy deer hunting it, and everybody's happy. So.
Yes, sir. Well, hey, I appreciate your time.
Not a problem. Thank you so much for calling.
Y'all have a good night.
You too. All right, guys, some pretty good calls there tonight.
Pretty good calls.
And good to hear from old Hugh.
Yes.
And he sounded like his spirits were doing pretty good tonight, so.
We stopped by to see him today on the way up here. We sure do. Try to every Monday.
Yeah.
I mean Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Yeah.
Well, you're used to
I see him every Monday too on the
radio,
radio show. Yeah.
You see him Monday
Yeah, sure
also.
do.
But no, I tell you, it's a lot of people talk. That last caller there, I couldn't tell you how many posts I've seen
All the time.
on Facebook
Yes.
and different messages and things. I've been asked that same question actually several times, but that's a big topic because people they get upset about coon hunters or dog hunters in general. Because like I say, we do a lot of rabbit hunting when it gets in the late season, and but I tell you, I've seen deer just jump right over top of rabbit dogs and run out across the field and lay back down in the fence row or something. It doesn't just bust them out of the country. But who do we have on
I think
one?
the hunting dogs
Mike?
are a little better.
We got another one here. Mike, how are you doing tonight?
Doing good. I was going to ask Brady how if he thought that disease that got down into the deer hunting population. if they thought it would make it into Kentucky in the next couple of years, or they think it can continue.
That's what we're trying to do. I'm from one of the CWD counties. I'm from Hardeman County. It's 8 counties that have that down there. And our whole goal, well, everybody's goal if you hunt, is to try to contain it. You know, I'm not saying it couldn't go to Kentucky, come to Middle Tennessee. We did have one buck. I mean, everybody's pretty confident we know where it come from, and it's in one zone down there. But it was one that probably made it, I'm going to say, probably 40 plus miles from that zone, and that's the one positive case they have in Madison County that was found out by the airport in Jackson, Tennessee.
Yeah. And that's why these strict regulations are being put out
about
transport, things like that. That's not just because they want to make it difficult on everybody.
Right.
It's for a reason.
They're trying to save the whole herd.
That's right. They're trying to
that's
keep
the whole
it
purpose.
in those 8 counties, and of course keep it out of Kentucky, keep it out of Middle Tennessee. You know, we would like to see that zone start shrinking, not growing. So
truthfully, I don't have faith that it'll ever shrink. You know, I'll be happy if we can just stay contained.
Just keep it in those 8 counties.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
It is bad.
Made its way, you know, across the country. I mean, as you know, so there's no guarantees on it. They've been battling this for a long time, and unfortunately, just haven't been able to come up with a cure for it yet, or any way of stopping it. So that's why their best goal is to just try to contain it to the areas that it's affected.
Well, good luck, Anthony. I feel appreciate the information.
Not a problem. Thank you for calling.
All right, bye-bye.
You know, he touched on a subject right there too, that, you know, us living down there in it, you know, it's more serious than a lot of people think.
I know. When you don't, it's just like so many other things, out of sight, out of mind, or it's never going to happen here.
Right.
And I bet 4 or 5 years ago, there's plenty of people in Hardeman County said, hey, it ain't going to happen here.
Oh yeah, well, we didn't think about it.
And there it was, you know. But well, guys, we're going to go over and take you for this week's tip of the week. This week's tip of the week is being sponsored by Phoenix Custom Quality Rods. They're based out of California. They got rods all over the country now. You can check them out at phoenixrods.com. Give them a call, 562-924-5400. And I tell you what, I can speak highly of them. We've used them this year, and they are the best rods I've ever fished with. I've fished with their FTX series, several of their bait casting rods, and that little spinning rod, for what I do, has been very, very useful.
Wonder if they make a fly rod.
I don't know. We can find out.
Yeah, that's what I need to try out for the crappie.
Well, Anthony, you want to do our tip this week?
Even though it's a little early, you know, this is really for muzzleloader and rifle season. But if you're deer hunting, and I see it all the time written on Facebook, Brandon, people say, you know, I shot a coyote, you know, my hunt's over. I'm telling you, the only time your hunt is over is if you shoot that bobcat or coyote and you get down out of that stand. As long as you stay in that stand, because I can probably count 10 deer that I've shot within 20 minutes after killing a coyote or bobcat. So just stay up in that stand, don't get down. Your hunt's not over. I know you said you wouldn't shoot one opening day early morning. I shoot a bobcat coyote anytime they walk out in front of me. I don't care if it's 5 seconds after legal shooting time.
We just don't shoot them in November, but I've got my own. But any other month,
I mean, I do.
You're in trouble. But folks too, remember that bobcats are not open year round. You've got to wait until they are open before you can shoot them.
And this year is really going to be bad because rifle season is going to be open in our counties, and bobcat season is not going to be open.
That's right.
Now that's CWD counties he's talking about.
Yeah. We're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll have this week's recipe of the week for you. We've got Courtney's Restaurant and Catering in the house. They're going to give you a recipe you can try right there at your own home.